Hello students, today in this video we are going to learn the first chapter of class 5 science. The first chapter is about growing plants. So in this chapter we will learn how we can grow plants from seeds, leaves, stem, roots and about agriculture. We know that plants give us many things like food to eat, fibers for clothes, medicines to cure, paper, wood, etc. And the most important thing is oxygen to survive. So now how we can grow these plants? We can grow plants from seeds, roots, stem, leaf, etc. At first we will learn how we can grow plant from seeds. So before that we need to learn the structure of the seed. So to make you understand in a better way, I have taken the example of bean seed. Here the first part is the seed coat. Seed coat is the outer covering of the seed. It protects the seed inside it and it has a tiny hole in one side through which seed sprouts come out. The next is the seed leaves. Seed leaves are also known as cotyledons. This cotyledons protects the baby plant inside it and provide them food. And based on these cotyledons, seeds are of two types, monocot and dicot. Monocot seeds are those which have one cotyledon inside it. Examples are rice and wheat. And dicots are those which have two cotyledons inside it. For example, drum. So now how do plants grow from a seed? When a seed gets enough air, water and sunlight, it grows into a new plant. And this process is called germination. Hence the process by which a seed grows into a new plant is called germination. And during this germination, cotyledons provide food to the new plant. Now the question arises, do all the seeds grow into a new plant? Because a single plant produces many seeds. But remember, all seeds do not grow into a new plant. Seeds are sometimes eaten by birds, rats and other animals, destroyed by wind and rain. Sometimes they do not get enough air, water and warmth. Now we'll learn dispersal of seeds. When seeds are sown too close to each other, they struggle for nutrients. So it is important that seeds are scattered over a wide area so that each seedling gets enough sunlight and space to grow. So this process by which seeds are scattered away from the mother plant is called seed dispersal. Some seeds have some special features due to which they are dispersed naturally. Means they are dispersed by the dispersal agents, and these agents include wind, water, animal or by explosion. First, let us learn how seeds are dispersed by wind. Some plants have light seed and some seeds have hair-like structures on it and some have wings. So when wind blows, they are easily carried away from one place to another. For example, modder, hiptage, cotton. Modder seed with a tuft of hair. Cottons have hair-like structure all around and hiptage seed have a wing. Now animals. As well as eating them, some animals collect the fruits or seeds and bury them to eat later, but forget them and the seeds germinate in a new location. Or sometimes some seeds like cucumber, datura have spines or hooks. These seeds stick to the body of animals or birds and are carried away. Now by water, we'll learn how water carries seeds from one place to another. Plants which grow beside water often rely on water to transport their seeds for them. They may produce light seed which float, or they may be fluff that helps buoyancy. For example, coconut seed and lotus seed. Coconuts has fibrous covering that help it to float on water, and lotus plants has a spongy light fruit which can float on water, and this helps them to helps the water to carry them from one place to another. Next is by explosion. Some fruits burst open or explode when they become dry. Force of explosion helps the seeds scatter away. Example, poppy, pea pod and balsam seeds get dispersed by explosion. Next is how plants grow from stem. When the stem of a plant is cut and planted in soil, a new plant is grown. Here are some examples of stem which when planted in soil grows into a new plant. These examples are onion, ginger and potato. Next, leaves. Example, bryophyllum have buds on the edges of their leaves. And when these leaves are kept in the moist soil, this bud produce new plant. Next, roots. Carrot, radish, turnip and sweet potato are roots, and when they are planted in the soil, they grow into a new plant. The next is agriculture. What is agriculture? The mass production of plants or animals for food and other purposes is called agriculture. So in agriculture, a particular kind of plant is grown in a particular area during a particular season. So this plant is called crop. There are several stages of agriculture. The main stages are discussed below. The first is plowing of the soil. Plow means to dig, and when plowing is done, it helps to loosen the soil. The next is manuring. Manuring means to add manure and fertilizers to the soil. When manures and fertilizers are added to the soil, it enriches the soil. Next, sowing seeds. After the seeds are sown, plants grow from their seeds. Then it comes to irrigation. Irrigation means to supply water to the crops in a sufficient amount. This water is supplied through channels or pipes. After irrigation is done, pesticides are spread to the crops so that the crops can be protected from the pests. And after the crops are ready, they are harvested. Harvest means to cut and gather the crops. As we have learned about agriculture and about the crops, so based on the season in India, crops are of two types: kharif crops and rabi crops. Kharif crops are those crops which are grown in summer and harvested in monsoon. For example, rice, cotton, etc. And rabi crops are those which are sown in winter and harvested in the spring season. Example, wheat, gram, pea, etc. So during doing agriculture, or when crops are grown, they are need to be protected. So protection of crops is important. Crops should be protected from animals. Big animals can be kept away by proper fencing around the fields, and crops can be protected from the insects by spraying pesticides. Once the crop is harvested, it is stored properly to protect it from animals. So today, here it is the end of today's class. Now pause the video and write the questions given and send the answers through the mail given in the description box. Thank you.